Today I finally received my Oculus Quest. It's a wireless standalone 6 degrees field of motion headset. You don't need a $2,000 computer anymore to play VR. You can just buy this for 500 bucks. This is gonna open up the VR market to so many more people. You don't need a 970, you don't need a 1080, you don't need a 2080 Ti. Obviously it won't be able to run the same quality of experiences that you can see in a Vive and an Oculus Rift S, but it's more affordable, it's wireless, you don't need a PC, it's amazing. So we're gonna do a quick unboxing here and we're gonna open it up. Hey now, don't copyright and strike me. Where do I start? Where do I start? Here we go, made a little incision. We're opening it up. It's out of the plastic. A lot of those unboxing videos you watch, they've usually opened it up already. Not here. I saved all this plastic. So you can watch this. You can watch all this plastic get in my face, get on the floor. Oh, hopefully not land on my light. We're good. Here it is. Slides out. The packaging is awesome. You got some games on here. It doesn't have everything that you can play on the Rift and the Vive and the Pimax, but it's got some good titles. Like Creed Rise to Glory, one of my favorites. It's a boxing game. You get to play as Rocky or as Creed and all the old characters, and you get to punch your friends. I spent weeks in lunch breaks fighting my friend who's a programmer, so he works from home too. So we'd be like, lunch break time? Yeah. We'd hop into VR and just punch each other to death. Now you can play that wireless. The big one I'm excited for is Vader Immortal. It's a Star Wars narrative experience where you have to interact with Vader, use a lightsaber to block lasers. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait. My dad's gonna go nuts too. I'm gonna go surprise him. I haven't even told him this exists. We're opening her up. Oh. Smells good. Smells great. I still remember opening my Vive for the first time. Enormous box, huge box. It had the trackers, it had cables, it had 2 large controllers, these guys right here. It had the headset, it had all this stuff in it. It was a neat experience, but this, look at this. We got a box with charging cables, batteries for the controllers, the manual, sweet. And we have the headset. It's so small. It's so small and light. Compared to the Vive when I first got it, it's gone through some iterations of Vive. They've replaced some of the metal with plastic and made things lighter over the years. If you bought a later model, it's gonna be lighter than the original ones. We've got this nice head strap. Yeah, that feels good. It's got these Velcro adjusting sliders. It should be fine. The only thing I'm concerned about is some games, if I'm looking down, will it stay on my head? That's one problem I have with the Pimax. You have 2 headphone jacks on each side. That's because they're gonna make headphones that go individual to the ears, so you don't have to have a cable going down to your neck and up. Looking forward to see those. It might connect, they might make their own ones that strap on the side, like the Vive. I'm just gonna take this off. Here we go. It's done. So be careful taking this outside. I've seen some videos of guys using this in soccer fields, but the sun is down, behind trees, behind a building. You don't want to expose any of these lenses to sunlight. It says no liquid cleaners. I've been using a spray, but usually I spray the cloth and then I wipe it. We'll have to figure that out. The lenses are a lot smaller. You can see there. The lenses are a lot smaller. They're a little bit smaller than the Vive. For a real fun comparison, let's compare them to the Pimax. They're a tad smaller than the Pimax. They've also included this, which clips on under here. This is a spacer to make it easier to use with glasses. The problem with glasses is you don't want your glasses up against the lenses because it can scratch them. This is very soft plastic and you don't want to expose it to anything sharp. Glass is harder than plastic. It'll scratch it. So this allows you to space it a little bit further apart so that you can use your glasses without a problem. Look at these controllers. This is like version 2 of the touch controllers. Can you see those? Can you see them? Can you see them? 6 buttons per controller. They're very light. You have your straps so that if you let go and you throw them, they won't hit your TV. The rubber on the joy pads feels good, feels really good. And this, the battery compartment's just attached by a magnet apparently. How do I get this off? Yeah. The magnet just grabs it and puts it right back into place. It's not coming off. Think magnets, but it's not heavy enough to move. One little thing I'm not really impressed with is they just put stickers to indicate if it's a left or right controller. That seems like kind of half-assed to me. Why would they do that? My 2 stickers, the right one's higher than the left one, so someone just slapped these on and it's not like pushed down and not level. They could have engraved them, put a little indent saying this is left and this is right. Maybe they could have put it up top on the sensor ring. If they put it on the sensor ring, you could probably use that same part and make 2 of them. Anyways, besides that, the controllers feel good, they're light. I am so used to these big honkers that it's gonna be amazing to use another type of controller in VR. That's another thing to talk about, is you don't need these trackers. You can probably see this cord going up my wall. That's because every apartment I've gone to, I've had to drill holes in the wall or set up tripods and put in plugs and set up these humming motor displays that fire lasers all over my room. You don't need those anymore. And there are cases of these breaking down. And now, the way the headset tracks itself is it has these 4 cameras. You can see these cameras. So these 4 cameras will be able to see your controllers, where your controllers are. There's little light detector rings in here, and they'll be able to see where your controller is. There's reports that if you get it too close, it's not gonna track because it can't see the camera. If you put it behind your head, it might not be able to see it either. So as long as you can keep your hands in front of you, which in most games you do. I play a lot of shooters, and the only time I put my hands behind me is to grab a gun from my back. And I think if you do it quick enough, you should be fine. We'll find out, but I hear good things. You got an IPD adjustment thing. The Rift S doesn't have this. This right here controls the distances between the lenses. So the lenses move a little bit to line up with your eyes, because our eyes aren't all the same distance apart. The Rift doesn't have this. It has what's called software IPD adjustment, and that limits the amount of users that can use it. This has a manual adjustment, so it'll be fine for everybody. Now the Quest has its own battery inside. It barely only has about a 2-hour battery life. If you want to play for longer sessions, you can get an external battery and run a cable to it. But as long as you get a QC3 battery, you can get 10 hours. You can get as many hours as you want out of this. I bought this 10,000 milliamp hour QC3 battery off Amazon. It's been great. It lasts longer than my original Vive wireless one. So I'm sure if I want to play longer sessions on this, it'll do the trick. Let me get this adjusted to my head. I can tighten them quite a bit. I can feel my fairly big nose, but it's not resting on my nose, which is great. The Pimax rests on your nose and it starts to hurt after a while. As I was saying, I can test. It's moving a bit. I can go upside down. It doesn't move too much. There's a bit of area around my nose where I can feel like if I turn quick, it hits my nose. This here is just like a mesh that your nose sits on. Imagine after hours of use, this can be torn fairly easy. This is removable apparently too. Boom. We've removed the face cushion. I'm gonna get an aftermarket one of these when VRcover.com makes it. I've gotten them for my Vive. They've supported me a lot on my other channel. Highly recommend them, VRcover.com. You can get different materials. So if it's really hot, sometimes I want a cloth one, or I want a fake leather pleather one so that the sweat doesn't get absorbed by the default sponge. This is a pretty cool material. I'm looking forward to see how it holds up, but I'll probably be replacing this. I forgot to mention, this is available in a 64 gigabyte and a 128 gigabyte model. I'm gonna charge this thing, boot it up, and we'll see how it runs. We are back. I've done the syncing. I've followed the video. It's super easy. Now I'm in the mode where you need to set up your play space. Now, they've done this in a really unique way. It's something that you can adjust because this is mobile. You can take this to wherever you want. So every time you play this, you'll have to set this up just to make sure that you don't hit things. The neat thing is though, when you get out of the Boundary Guardian system, the cameras turn on and you see your world in black and white. You see the view from the cameras, but everything is smaller. I'm seeing myself as a smaller person. Everything is a different kind of perspective, but it's really weird watching my hands almost in third person go down and reach this and like, why are my hands so small? Confirm the floor level. The floor level, yeah, you did that. Floor level. We're gonna just make a really small space. Confirm stationary guardian. Okay, we got a stationary guardian for now. Super easy. I've already bought 6 games. There's lots of free ones. There's lots of things like YouTube that you can look at 360 videos. Netflix, you can lie on your bed and look up at the ceiling and put the screen up there. Record video. Boom. Look at this. I can cast, I can go live, I can record. You can see you can see me right there. There's Dean Yeet. Now that I've revealed my full name, everyone's like, Dean Yeet, what up, boys? Let's make Bob Ross. Making Bob Ross is always an exercise. Hey, everybody, happy little trees. I've downloaded this Wander app. This uses the Google Street View to let you explore places. This is kind of like Google Earth. Oh, our keyboard here, the controllers are tracking fine. Wee, New York, New York. Wow, that's a Brooklyn Bridge, I think. I guess Google, yeah, this is hopping on center. If you've seen my Google Earth 360 videos, this is similar to that. You can go around what Street View has captured, and like this is pretty high res, man. Instantly, this is an amazing thing you can share with your friends. You can share with your family. You can get your parents to show you where they grew up if you're interested in that. Here we are in my hometown, Newmarket, Main and Davis, big intersection. Anyways, I have taken some 360 photos of a place as a test. We will actually go by and see if they have been implemented. So, here it is. Look at that! Look who it is! Yours truly! I took this picture of this famous Newmarket radial bridge, and I hopped over this fence and I fell lens first with my DSLR into the mud. It was great. So as you can see, if you put up pictures onto Google Earth, onto Google Street View, you can access them with this device. And this is like higher res than my Vive. It's akin to the Pimax. It doesn't have the field of view, but it's beautiful. It looks gorgeous compared to the older devices. So there we go. Look, this is already, I'm so happy with this purchase. Okay, so already, wicked interface, wicked UI, lots of apps. It launched with something like 50 games. With things like that, with Wander and YouTube and Netflix, you have endless content. You have endless things to experience and share and play. I know as a fact that a lot of the developers that were creating VR for things like Pimax and Vive and the original Rift, a lot of those studios have focused their next games on Quest because this thing's gonna sell. It's amazing. I can't wait to clear my room out, set up a large space and see how it functions. If you enjoyed this video, please press like. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll be doing a lot more Google VR content. I'll be experiencing some of the things on the Quest and showing those off. Thanks for watching. See you in VR. Oh my God. Okay, this is so cool. This is so cool. This is the future, guys. I just had an hour in this gym. I ran all over it playing super hot. 6.5 by 6.5 meter play zone. Like I was playing super hot and I was just dodging bullets and walking up to people. I've never had such a large area. It's amazing. Portable, don't need a PC, no cables. This is it. This is it.